All right, this is it. Yesterday, I told you that I had an exclusive interview with my friend and mentor, Rhonda Swan. And she is in the middle of all this craziness trying to plan for the Unstoppable Mastermind that I will be teaching at the end of August. So I'm grateful for her to have spent this short amount of time talking to me. And it's jam-packed with some freaking awesome stuff. And so I want you to keep your ears open, take some notes, and open your minds. Here you go.
My best advice to someone that is really looking to make a shift, I would have you ask yourself, what is my life going to be like if I stay where I'm at? It feels shiny.
All right. Hey everyone, Regina here, and we're nearing the end of my Bali countdown because I am going to be in Bali soon. So I just thought it was fitting to interview Rhonda Swan, who in the other day in the branding video, you saw her on stage talking about the basics of branding and how she wanted to bring her original Unstoppable brand out in front of everyone's faces so that they can see. And that's the one thing that was, the missing piece of the one thing that filled the gap between you and your customer, or you and the person who wants to work with you. So I actually wanted to bring her on, and I brought her. I had her in my video the other day because she is a huge part of the reason why I am a freedompreneur myself. It was a few years ago where I remember sitting behind my desk, and I was looking outside the window because it was a public holiday, and I was really upset because it was such a beautiful day, and I think that was what broke that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and that really got me to really moving forward to living a new lifestyle. So I wanted to share her with you guys because she's amazing. We got to stay with her in Panama, and we're going to see her in a few days in Bali. So I'm excited. How are you doing, Rhonda?
Awesome. Good morning, actually, here in Bali. We're opposite time zones.
Yeah, that's one thing, is like we're able to have our hangouts and our conferences online any time of the day, but moving from time zone to time zone can be challenging, but well worth it. So cool. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you 4 questions about being a freedompreneur. And my first question for you is, what is your best moment as a freedompreneur? Or what has been your best moment?
Oh, my best moment. I would definitely say best moments are being able to share the world with my daughter. Most kids learn about, all the continents of the world through a textbook. Well, my daughter has seen, she's been to 6 of the 7 continents, and she's 8 years old, and we will be going to Antarctica this next year. And so being able to, share cultures, experiences, and regions of the world where she's able to, actually physically experience them opposed to remembering them. I hated geography growing up because I didn't go anywhere. And now my daughter knows everywhere. She looks at a map and she knows exactly what the continents are, what the countries are. So I think that's one of our greatest freedompreneur times.
That's interesting that you bring that up, because I was pretty bad in geography and history, and I feel like in the past couple of years I've learned more than I have in school.
Me too. I mean, I remember hating geography class, and I'm like, I know everywhere. Like you point a region out, and I know exactly where it is. So, yeah, I agree. Great.
And so, what has been your worst entrepreneurial moment working online, and how did you come out of it? How did you get out of it?
Our worst entrepreneurial moment, I actually got started working online as an entrepreneur 10 years ago, January 2005. I was a corporate executive, and then wanted to change my life, just like you and Mike, and make a different, just a different lifestyle. And I jumped in, and we had at that same time were investing a lot in real estate. So I left my corporate job, started building my business, and got very cash heavy in the first 3 years, started investing a lot of that money, and lo and behold, we actually lost every dime, all saving, all the investments that we had. So now we not only didn't have an IRA, right, in the USA, they've got that cushion, they call it. We no longer had that because we had cashed it all out. We had no longer had any real estate investments, nothing to pull from, and so here we are in the middle of we were in I think it was in Costa Rica, and we found out we were pretty much everything was destitute, and so starting over again is something as an entrepreneur you have to be ready to do. You have to be very thick-skinned and to know that if you've done it before, you can always do it again. So that was probably one of the craziest and the scariest moments that we had being an entrepreneur, because what you realize is when you're an entrepreneur, you have to rely on yourself. All your efforts are where your successes come from. So very opposite as a mindset being an employee, because I was able to rely on a paycheck. So if anything went down or something happened in the company, I knew I was still getting a paycheck. And even though the market may be down, I was still going to be able to get paid. So I had something to lean on. As an entrepreneur, you got to lean on yourself. You got to get it straight between your mind, knowing if you've done it before, you can do it again. So that was tough for us, although we came out of it with shining colors. And just the confidence of knowing we can do it once, we can always do it again. And I think that's a huge lesson for most new entrepreneurs, especially to learn as well. But it's taught us quite a bit.
Yeah, I bet. And that wasn't even your first time. You've gone through another downfall right afterwards, and I didn't even know this, and it happened. I actually started working online or in the company that I am now with you guys, and right before that, you had lost a lot of money right before then as well. Nobody knew until way after.
Yeah, and that's the great part, Regina. You bring up a really good point, and it's something for everyone to understand, is that, you are going to fail more than you're going to succeed usually. There's going to be a lot more failures in between, and I don't look at failure any longer as, oh my gosh, I'm done. Most people quit. As an entrepreneur, you have to know you're going to take big risks. You're going to do things that are out of your comfort zone. You're going to step yourself forward, and if you can just know that you're going to throw a bunch of stuff at the wall, take a lot more structured risks, that some of them are going to stick and some of them are going to fall, and you just have to know you have to keep that momentum going. So it's happened many times, but we're big risk takers, and big risks, create big rewards, but they also create big losses. But if you can do it, I never feel that I could not get myself right back to where I am today if anything were to happen again. So I think you get a lot more thick skin, your confidence level, and your comfort zone. Uncomfort becomes the new comfort zone.
Yeah, which is the best, because actually you feel better, you feel stronger as you move along. And I would never ever go back to a job again. That's for sure. What is one piece of advice that you would give someone who is on the fence about living this new lifestyle as a freedompreneur?
My best advice to someone that is really looking to make a shift, I would have you ask yourself, what is my life going to be like if I stay where I'm at? Right? If I stay and continue to do what I'm doing now, where am I going to be in 5 years? If I make a decision to do something completely out of my comfort zone, become a freedompreneur, travel the world, walk the globe like Regina and Mike and our family and many others have done, how will your life be more enriched? And it's a great perspective to take a look at, because fear is most of the time, fear is what holds people back. Fear of the unknown, not necessarily fear of the known. It's because they're so afraid what's going to happen. But what will happen if you stay what you're doing now? You're going to be in the same place, probably going to be going and driving the same coffee shop, eating the same food, talking to the same people. And that was a question that I had to ask myself when we decided to start traveling. It'll be 7 years this November. It was like, well, what's going to happen? We're either going to stay here and we're going to keep doing the same thing, or we're just going to go for it and figure this thing out and start adventuring into the cultures of the world, global citizenship, expanding our minds. And when I started thinking that way, I realized, what do I have to lose? What do you have to lose? You can always go back if you have to, right? But what do you have to lose? You can only gain. So I would say just take a look at yourself, find out what's holding you back, what the fears are, and jump off the cliff.
And sail forward. Yeah, jump off the cliff. Yeah, it's pretty powerful, for sure. There's one thing that you've taught me and all of us, and so I wanted to ask you, what is your vision for the future?
Yeah, vision is probably one of the most powerful ways that you can express. Whoops, sorry, we're in a hotel room. So
it's all right. The
is one
joys
of
of
the
being a
best.
freedom.
Yeah, exactly. Vision is powerful. And mine has changed since we started, right? So now I have several different visions. I have a personal vision for myself, where I want to be in this next year, who I want to be to the world, to my family, right, to those around me. I have a vision of,
All
hello,
good.
hi. Okay, I'll come up there in just one moment, Elsa, and you can share it with me. I'll come up in just a little bit. I'm actually on a call right now. Thank you.
I love
Okay.
it.
This is good. We're learning. It's a freedompreneur moment. She's sharing with us how the visas work here in Bali, how we can arrive with the visa for 30 days, and how you get to extend it without leaving the country for an additional 30. So,
Ooh, yeah. We need to know that because we're going to be there for 6 weeks.
exactly. So
Cool.
you're covered for 2 months. I gotcha. I'll shoot a video about it.
Nice. Cool.
Okay, so let's get back to vision, right? My vision for what we're doing now is to express to more people and inspire more people that they can live differently, and it doesn't have to cost more money, right? Or virtually, like we do all over the world, globetrotting, or you can start to earn money differently, make a living differently. And, the world is changing and they're ready for a new voice and a new way to live. We've got all these economic problems that are happening around the world, and there's a lot of oppressed media where they're just constantly giving you negative, fear-based information.
Ooh, she got dropped. I know that her internet there in Bali is kind of obviously in and out, but that's okay. And if she comes back, she comes back. I just wanted to share that experience with you because Rhonda is such an amazing person. She has such a strong vision, and she teaches all of us how to be able to create our own vision and share it with others as well. I mean, you heard what she had to say. So, oh, she's back. There she is. There she is. The joys of a freedompreneur.
It's like a perfect, perfect happen. Okay. Do you want me just to continue?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Um, so our vision is to really awaken more people that life can be different. You can live completely different, meaning you can earn differently, right? You can think, you can be around new crowds, new cultures, and we've been set out on this. I really believe it was a calling that we had 7 years ago without even knowing it. Our family left to start traveling and venture the world so that we could get out of the losses that we just had, and so we can start living again. And then I started to realize that you can really do this, and we've got structures online and business structures and business models online that allow you to really not only earn an amazing income, but to really express who you are. And Regina, you do an incredible job with, you're such an incredible blogger, and your videos, that's what gets to the world. And so if more people start sharing what their vision is and how there can be change in the world, I mean, our elevation to what our awareness and the enlightenment that we can all have is going to be completely change the structure of the world. So that's part of just like my overall view vision, but I've got visions for my family and what we can do. And my daughter's now writing a book today. She's been creating her own book, like visions for children to be able to learn free and not be able to have to stay structured all the time inside of a school box and learn from books. So I feel that, and I believe that the world's ready for change. And it's up to us as freedompreneurs to start spreading that word.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, it's happening now, and it all started with a vision, and it all started with your thoughts, and it's all come to fruition, and it's just steamrolling like crazy.
It is.
I really believe it. Well, I just wanted to thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me, and I'm going to see you in a few days. But for those of you watching out there, I also brought Rhonda on because we're having a mastermind at the end of August, and I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. It's going to be so powerful. It's our first mastermind, or first unstoppable mastermind outside of the United States. really to, you know, we have a lot of Aussies and Kiwis coming over to the States, and now with Brian and Rhonda and Hanalei in Bali, they've wanted to give back to everyone who keeps traveling to the States. And man, it's this year is going to be so huge. This year is huge, so it's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
It is. We still have some, you know, places too. I know, Regina, you've got a, you know, massive group of people that follow you guys, and we've decided to kind of make sure that there's a little bit of a cushion. If there are people that say, you know what, I just want to go, then we will make space for people. We have, I think, right now 49 brand new people flying from all over the world to learn from you. You're one of our speakers, incredible tribe leader that we have. You know, I'm going to be sharing. We've got a lot of new developed people that are just doing incredible things in the world, right? Just doing great change in the world. And then we will be now teaching our Freedompreneur methods for marketing. And that's something that we do very differently, and the way that you connect with your audience is so different than anyone else does in this online world, and we are ready to change that. And so we are keeping space open. Make sure you contact Regina, because, you know, she's one of our tribe leaders. She has access to getting you information about how you can attend our next events, and you know, we're really excited about it, because this is how you begin to shift and to make that change, because it starts with a connection and connecting to people's hearts. And I think that's what we're great at. And the more people learn how to market and get that word out, that's when it actually changes. A lot of people have vision. They've got all these great things they want to share, but they don't know how to market it. They don't know how to get it in front of the world. And that's what we're going to be doing during that event. So super excited to see you guys as well.
Exactly.
In a couple days.
I know. And if you're seeing this and it's after the Bali event, chances are we're going to be having more and more and more and more. So look us up. You'll find us. We're everywhere. Thank you, Rhonda.
All right, guys. Have a great one and be unstoppable. See you in Bali or anywhere else.